Now guys, I am going to discuss the agenda of this S&P 500 weekly technical analysis. That is for the week of April 24th, 2023. That is from April 24th, Monday through April 28th, Friday. So the first point of the agenda is the S&P 500 technical analysis on the weekly chart. Now because there was a rejection from 4155, so we are going to see that how that is heavily going to impact the S&P 500 or the movement of the S&P 500, and what can actually come into the picture in order to help the S&P 500 to hold above 4155, or whether there are any chances or not. As simple as that. Secondly, we will also talk about a possible lower high, because from this point, okay, because this is the last week, and then on May 2nd the Federal Reserve, they will raise the interest rates, and now the chances are more than 90% that they are going to raise the interest rate. So this can become a lower high, and not just 4155 but maybe like 4195 or so. So we will see that what are the chances and how it is going to work, and what actually is going to help the S&P 500 to move up, and then what will be the bearish trigger, what can force the S&P 500 and the entire US stock market to come down. So we will talk about that in the weekly chart. Weekly chart means the big picture, the Hawkeye view, right? Then the second point of the agenda is the S&P 500 support and resistance levels. So last week I mentioned that whatever we are expecting it to happen in between 4100/4110 to 4195, and only if the S&P 500 sustains, holds breach and sustain above 4195, then only 4227, else the movement will remain in between 4100 to approximately 4200 for the entire week. Similarly, I will give you the support and resistance levels for the next week. Now comes the third point of the agenda, which is the S&P 500 technical analysis on the daily chart. So the weekly chart means that we were looking for like 1 month, okay, 3 months or a quarter or so, okay. The daily chart means that we are going to look into like what is expected to happen in the near term, for like in 1 week, in 2 weeks or something, what is expected to happen, whether the technicals have changed or not, and how it is going to work. So I will analyze the S&P 500, and we will see, okay, that what is going to happen and what is happening. Now comes the fourth and the final point of the agenda of this S&P 500 weekly technical analysis, and here I will discuss the probable movement, the S&P 500, the probable movement of the SP 500 from April 24th, which is Monday, through April 28th, that is Friday. So similarly, we will see that what is going to happen in the S&P 500 and in the entire US stock market in the coming week, and how it is expected to behave. And now we will also consider Wednesday. What? Wednesday. Wednesday is going to make a very heavy impact, or the movement in the S&P 500 is expected to come around or on Wednesday itself. So we will discuss Wednesday, that why the Wednesday is so important. So guys, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel. And if you want to get the daily analysis, the daily updates of the S&P 500, then you can join my Patreon community. I have given the link in the description of the video and also in the comment section. So now we are here, and I will do the S&P 500 technical analysis on the weekly chart, okay. And see, whatever I am going to discuss here in the S&P 500, this is applicable on everything like Dow Jones, Nasdaq, their ETFs like DIA is the ETF of Dow Jones, QQQ is the ETF of Nasdaq, and SPY is the ETF of S&P 500. Or you can simply say that whatever I am going to discuss here, this is going to impact the entire US stock market, right? So now let me write it down. Weekly chart, W as in weekly. Okay, weekly chart means that the one candle represents 1 week. So one candle does not mean that it is 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute. No, one candle means 1 week. Okay. Now, why the closing was this much, or why the closing was very important above 4155? The reason was that 4155 is just not a number. Okay, it is a very, very heavy resistance, very strong resistance, because of 2 or 3 factors. Number one, the very first factor is the upper band of this, the Ichimoku. The upper band of the Ichimoku is 4155, and if you know the technicals, then the boundary of the Ichimoku or the bands of the Ichimoku, Okay, they themselves act as support and resistance levels. For example, S&P 500 closed here just by $1. Okay, it closed below the lower band of the Ichimoku on the weekly chart just by $1. And in that week, I've informed you that now you are going to see a good red candle, a very heavy red candle. So it doesn't matter that whether it has closed just by $1, okay, or a few cents, means the number must be absolute. So for example, yesterday I mentioned this to my community members that see, the low we are anticipating is 4115/16. Okay, this will be the low of the day, but the S&P 500, it came down to 4114. This was the low it made yesterday, right? So there was a difference of 1 point, but still I will accept that I missed it just by $1. Okay, however, it did not make much impact, and I knew that it will make much impact only and only if it closes below 4100, because then there will be a possible trend change. This is the upper band of the Ichimoku, number one. Number two, and the most important thing is that the 4155 is the 50% of the Fibonacci retracement level on the weekly, monthly and the quarterly charts. This means that the 4155 can act as a possible lower high. Lower high means that the recession that is going to start, this can start from or around 4155, and then for next 2 years, approximately 2 years, because the Feds have confirmed. Last week I have shown you that the report from the Federal Reserve, that the Feds are anticipating that the recession will be there for next 2 years, and then in 2025, by the mid of 2025, okay, we can expect the entire the economy to come back or to come out from the recession also. Okay, so anyways, so 4155, yes, because of the 50% Fibonacci retracement level, right? Now the 4155, yes, okay, so how and why it is going to or now how and why it will be very, very important, because we are going to enter into the last week of the April, and why a closing above 4155 is must, why it must happen above 4155. Okay, now the reason is that on the monthly chart, what we have seen on the monthly chart, we have seen that in the month of February it failed to close above 4155. Okay, it moved up to hit 4195. That's a different thing, it can hit whatever number it want to hit, but the closing is the most important part. Okay, it failed to close above 4155 in the month of February. Then in the month of March, it remained below 4155. Okay, now in the month of April, if it again fails, again to clear the 4155 in the month of April, then this will be seen as an absolute failure, right? So I will discuss more about this in the probable movement, the last point of the agenda of this S&P 500 weekly technical analysis. So I will explain in detail, okay, how this is going to happen. Okay, what are the chances of that the S&P 500 will be able to close above 4155 and not, okay, etc. So let's simply let's do the technical analysis, okay, here on the weekly chart of the S&P 500. So now what we can see, that this is the upper band of the Bollinger Bands, this is the median of the Bollinger Bands. Because the S&P 500 has closed in between the upper band and the median of the Bollinger Bands, this means that the S&P 500 is bullish on the weekly chart through the Bollinger Bands, right? Moving averages, clear fan out in the moving averages. A slip, it was formed in the week of March 20th, and since then it is bullish. Okay, so it was clear when the slip was there, it was clear that it is going bullish. Okay, and it has entered into the short-term bull trend. Now the moving averages, clear fan out in the moving averages, and the closing of the candle is above these the moving averages. This means that the S&P 500 is bullish through the moving averages on the weekly chart. Now comes the Ichimoku cloud, and that is the real problem. That is the absolute, or this is the only problem. Okay, that because the S&P 500 has closed inside the Ichimoku cloud, this means that the S&P 500 is neutral through the Ichimoku cloud and bearish in the long term, right? Now let's see what other technical indicators are saying on the weekly chart of S&P 500. First comes the MACD, moving average convergence divergence. MACD is more than the signal. This is good. This is indicating that the S&P 500 is in the bull trend through the MACD on the weekly chart. Then comes the stochastic RSI. Stochastic RSI, K channel is more than the D channel, no saturation. This means that the S&P 500 is bullish through the stochastic RSI on the weekly chart, and a point of relief is that the MACD is bullish, stochastic RSI is bullish on the weekly chart. So these two things will help the S&P 500 to hold and sustain the current trend, movement, and whatever it is. Other than that, volatility and saturation, etc., everything is normal, everything is fine, perfect. Okay, now so what we have seen here is that the S&P 500 is bullish, okay, through so S&P 500 is bullish through the Bollinger Bands on the weekly chart. S&P 500 is bullish through the moving averages on the weekly chart. S&P 500 is bullish through the MACD on the weekly chart. S&P 500 is bullish through the stochastic RSI on the weekly chart. However, S&P 500 is neutral or bearish through the Ichimoku cloud. So what does it mean? This means that the S&P 500 is 70%, yep, 70% to 75% bullish on the weekly chart, and in the long term it is still bearish. Simple. So 70 to 75% bullish means the short term bull trend. Remember, there is no long term bull trend, there is only short term bull trend. So 70% to 75% bullish means the short term bull trend, and the long term trend is bearish. So it is in the long term bear trend. So guys, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon. And if you are looking for the daily analysis and the daily updates of the S&P 500 from Monday through Friday, each and everything, then you can join my Patreon community. I have given the link in the description of the video and in the comment section. Now guys, this is the second point of the agenda of this S&P 500 weekly technical analysis, which is for the week of April 24th, that is from April 24th Monday through April 28th Friday. So now the support and resistance levels. So now the most important resistance level will be, once again, it will be 4155. This is the most important resistance level, 4155. Okay, multiple rejections from 4155, very strong resistance level. Thereafter comes 4185 and then 4195. Okay, 4185 and then 4195, right? And then comes 4227, 4227. Okay, so now question is that why I am keeping 4227, particularly 4227 in the picture. Okay, although we have seen that the S&P 500, it failed to clear the 4155. The reason is that on Wednesday, the giants means Google, Microsoft, okay, and on Tuesday and Thursday also, you know, a few giants of Dow Jones, they are going to post the earnings. Because of the earnings of these giants, these are trillion-dollar companies, okay, we can expect some movement. Whether it will be a bullish movement or the bearish movement, that will actually depend on the earnings, okay, the actual earnings. But there will be some movement if there comes good earnings or the supportive earnings, number one. Number two, the fact is that this is the last week of April, okay, last week of April, and also this will be the closing of the month of April, right? This means that and other than that, on May 2nd, the Feds will raise the interest rates. This means that this is the only week. This is the only week that they have. They means the market manipulators that they have. Okay, whatever they want to do, they can do that in this week only. Okay, if they want to push the entire US stock market up, then they can. Okay, against every technical, against failure, or against against, you know, even the bad earnings. Okay, they can do that. What will be the purpose of that manipulation? The purpose will be simply that they will try to build a bullish trap, by convincing the retail traders that, see, that there is no recession, and there will be, you know, nothing like recession. Okay, no need to fear for of this the recession. Just go bullish, buy and buy. and the only purpose is to trap the retail traders. Okay, so that once the retail traders are trapped, there will be a lower high, and then recession, then it will fall, and there won't be any chance to exit from these the trades, right? Anyways, so the reason to keep 4227 in the picture is only for this the trap, that if there comes, you know, some kind of this, if you have seen these 3 days, okay, that if there comes some kind of, you know, unexpected movement, or a movement beyond technicals, or a movement beyond the understanding of the earnings or anything, okay, a manipulated movement, then that will be there just to create a trap, just to build a trap, a bull trap, nothing else. Okay, that is why we are keeping 4227 in the picture. Okay, so now 4227, then we have 4195, 4185. Now there is one more thing you need to understand, that 4195, okay, because the 4195, it was the previous high that formed on February 2nd 2023. Okay, so at first the S&P 500 has to breach 4195 in order to move towards 4227. Okay, and what I am anticipating is that if there comes a bull movement that breaches 4155 heavily, or 4167, then a heavy bull movement can come, then within a single candle it can breach 4195, move towards 4227, then will fall. Okay, anyways, that's a different picture, we will talk about in that in the probable movement. Okay, okay, this done. Now comes the support level. So support, I am keeping the support up to this, the boundary of the Ichimoku cloud. So for this the support, we have the immediate support at 4133. So the immediate support is at 4133. Okay, yesterday if you have seen that the S&P 500 has closed above 4133.51. It has closed at 4133.51. Okay, so as of now 4133 will act as support for the S&P 500, right? Then comes the next standard support. Standard support is 4110 to 4110, 4110 to 4100. This is the standard and the good support. Okay, as of now we can say that a movement below, or a closing below, or a movement that is sustaining below will simply clear, or will be a clear indication that now it is going bearish. Okay, but again at the same time we must look into the Dow Jones, and the Dow Jones should also close below 33,585. Okay, so guys, you must understand and you must remember that all of these the indices, Dow Jones, S&P 500, Nasdaq, okay, these indices, they are interrelated. You cannot say that one index will move up heavily and the other will go down. No, all of these the indices, okay, they impact each other, right? And these indices, okay, they simply form this the US stock market. Okay, whatever happens in one index, that will happen, okay, across all, okay, almost in every just the index, and then in the entire US stock market, right? So as a technical trader, your approach must be to consider the other aspects, not just for example, if I'm doing the technical analysis of the S&P 500, and then at the same time, okay, I'm looking into the Dow Jones, I'm looking into the Nasdaq, and you know, and even into the European market, right? Anyways, so then we have 4065. Okay, again a very good support, 4065. Then we have the zone of 4035. This is the zone of 4035. Last time, okay, because of the manipulation, they were able to breach the zone of 4035. So earlier, okay, the S&P 500 has failed back to back to clear the zone of 4035, and but because of this the manipulation, heavy manipulation, okay, they were able to breach the zone of 4035, right? Anyway, so after this the zone of 4035, then comes 4000, or to be very specific, 4002 or 4000 simply. Okay, so a fall from this level will be limited to, or is expected to be limited to, 4000 or 4002. Secondly, whenever there comes a very heavy fall, then at time this the 200-day EMA or the 200-day moving average will come into the picture, and it will provide some support around 4020 or 40119, or sorry, 4019 or 4020 approximately. This means that there is very heavy support from 4000 to 4035. This is a very heavy support zone. So guys, now let me help you understand that how you can join my Patreon community in order to get the daily updates and the daily analysis of the S&P 500 from Monday through Friday, each and everything. So first of all, I have given the link in the description of the video and also in the comment section. So you can use those links. Now when you are here on Patreon, then you will see that there are the three levels, these are three tiers. So the first and the second tiers, or the first and the second tiers, are the daily S&P 500 updates. Means you will get the daily analysis, the daily updates from Monday through Friday, pre-market, first, second, third, fourth update, and then the final update, okay, from Monday through Friday. The only difference between these two is that the first one is only for the non-US Canada resident. That is for everyone from Europe or from Oceania, like from Australia, New Zealand, or from Middle East, or from Asia or Southeast Asia, okay, or from Africa. Means a non-US Canada resident. And this is for everyone who is a resident of US and Canada. However, with the tax, the prices will be almost the same. Anyways, then we have the US stock market opportunities and the daily updates of the S&P 500. So in this tier, you will get the daily updates, the daily analysis of the S&P 500 as usual from Monday through Friday. Also, you will get the up to 50 US stock market opportunities in the premium stocks. So you can clearly see that I've given the opportunities to the members who have subscribed for the US stock market opportunities and the daily analysis. So this the US stock market opportunities and the daily updates, it is for all, irrespective of the residency, irrespective of the location. But these two are the location specific. This is for non-US Canada residents and this is for US and Canada residents only. So once again guys, I have given the link in the description of the video and also in the comment section. Now guys, let's discuss the third point of the agenda of this S&P 500 weekly technical analysis. And in this, the third point of the agenda, I will do the S&P 500 technical analysis on the daily chart. Remember the daily chart. Let me write it down. D as in daily chart. Okay. So guys, once again, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon. So now on the daily chart, remember that one candle represents one day, not 1 hour or 1 week or so, but one candle means one day. Okay. Now the interpretation of this, the candle itself. So at first, if you look into the candle, it's a bullish candle. It's a thin bullish candle. And this thin bullish candle says that there is a long wick, means it came down heavily, then it retraced and finally it was able to close at some level. Now, because of this condition, okay, it is not saying that it is bullish. And at the same time, it is not saying that it is bearish. It is simply saying that this is what we call as the hold. Okay. This is the hold condition or the hold position, okay, where we can expect that the S&P 500 is expected to give some kind of hold, okay, some kind of movement that will indicate a hold condition or a hold position. Means this is not indicating a gap up open or a gap down open. Okay, this is simply saying that whatever will be there on Monday, a gap up or gap down or whatever will be there, it will initially, at least initially, it will indicate that the S&P 500 is trying to hold, right? Now comes the technical indicators. Let's see what the technical indicators are saying. So at first, the Bollinger Bands, this is the upper band of the Bollinger Band, this is the median of the Bollinger Band. Because the S&P 500 has closed in between the upper band of the Bollinger Band and the median of the Bollinger Band, this means that the S&P 500 is bullish through the Bollinger Bands, right? Then comes the moving averages, clear fan out in the moving averages, and the closing is above all of the moving averages, but below one of this the moving average. However, this will still be considered okay as bullish. So through the moving averages, S&P 500 is bullish. Okay. Then comes the Ichimoku cloud. Because the S&P 500 is still trading and closing above the Ichimoku cloud, this means that the S&P 500 is bullish through the Ichimoku cloud. Now let's see what is happening in other technical indicators. The MACD for now MACD is more than the signal, right? So MACD is almost 39 and the signal is 37. MACD is more than the signal. This means that the S&P 500 is bullish through the MACD. Remember, MACD is moving average convergence divergence. Okay. So as of now, we can simply see that the moving MACD, okay, it is simply trying to converge, not diverge, converge. Okay. So once we see a crossover in the MACD, then that will or that can change the entire picture. Okay, picture means or changing the picture means from bulls to bears, right? Now comes the stochastic RSI. Because the K channel is less than the D channel, this means that the S&P 500 is bearish through the stochastic RSI, and because the MACD and the stochastic RSI are in the opposite direction, this means that the short term bull trend, it is still there, but it is weak. Now it is weak. Okay, so what we can say is that the S&P 500 on the daily chart is also 70% to 75% bullish. Okay, why not 80-90%? Because now the stochastic RSI and MACD, they are not supporting each other. Okay, whatever bullish movement is there only because of these the three technicals, which means the moving averages, then the Chimoku cloud and the Bollinger Bands. That's it. Okay, and these two are simply cancelling out each other, or the cancelling out impact or the effect of each other. So guys, remember I mentioned that we have achieved an accuracy of more than 92% on the daily basis in the S&P 500 from Monday through Friday, right? I was even able to predict the closing, okay, not just on this day, but this day, okay, and on these days, the closing and the open, gap down, open, and etc. So if you also want to learn that how to predict the movement of the stock market, how to predict the close, how to predict the things before they happen, and how to analyze the US stock market or the S&P 500, the Dow Jones, etc., then you can participate in my S&P 500 knowledge transfer program, and you will learn the movement, strategies, trend analysis, technicals, predictions, support and resistance levels, each and everything. Now guys, let's discuss the fourth point of the agenda of this S&P 500 weekly technical analysis, that is which is for the week of April 24th, that is from April 24th Monday through April 28th Friday. So let's see what is happening in the S&P 500, or what is going to happen in the S&P 500 on Monday, that is April 24th, then what will happen on Tuesday, April 25th, then Wednesday, April 26th, Thursday, April 27th, and finally April 28th Friday. What is going to happen until Friday, until April 28th in the S&P 500? So you must understand, or you must remember, okay, a few things. Number one, the first thing is that the S&P 500 has failed to clear 4155 on the weekly chart 2 consecutive weeks or 2 successive weeks, and that is bad. That is really bad. Okay, because that is an indication of the bearishness. Okay, number 2, that this is the last week of the month of April, and then the monthly candle will form, right? Number 3, that the Federal Reserve, okay, they will raise the interest rates on Tuesday, because on May 2nd, that is Tuesday. So on May 1st and 2nd there will be this the FOMC meeting, the Federal Open Market Committee meeting, okay, and then on May 2nd they will raise the interest rates. So now the probability of okay, this the interest rate, okay, it is 90%. And this probability, okay, it is coming from the Wall Street, that the Wall Street analyst and everyone, they are expecting that yes, now the probability is more than 88% or 90% that the Feds will raise the interest rates by 25 bps, at least by 25 bps. Okay, so on May 2nd, okay, this is the big event or the biggest event, okay, and that will, or that is expected to simply, you know, to turn the direction of the market like this. Okay, now comes the fourth part. The fourth part is that particularly on Wednesday, the giants, the trillion-dollar companies, the Microsoft and Google, and I guess Amazon is there or not. Okay, I'm not sure, but but in case of the Dow Jones, okay, there are a few other companies on Tuesday and Thursday. Okay, but on and around Wednesday, okay, a very heavy movement is expected, some up and down. Okay, it is expected in the entire stock market because of the earnings of the trillion-dollar companies, right? So these are the 4 things that you must consider and that you must remember, okay, for this the entire week until April 28th, which is Friday. Okay, now because of the monthly closing, you can say that the S&P 500 is kind of, you know, a little, you know, under pressure to close above 4155, Because if you see that the 4155 is not that far, 4155 is how much? 4155 is hardly half percentage point or 0.5%. That's it. Okay, so it's not that far. However, it is very far. It is very far because of the two consecutive closings on the weekly chart below 4155. That is why the 4155, even though it is only, it looks like that it is just like 0.5%, okay, away from the previous close, but no, it is actually very far, because now 4155 is acting as a very heavy, very strong resistance. Secondly, because of two consecutive closings below 4155, S&P 500 on the weekly chart is already under pressure. Okay, because now this is the last week and this is the monthly closing. If it fails to close above 4155 in this week, then we will say that yes, most likely, okay, this will be the lower high and done, and then Feds will raise the interest rates on May 2nd, and that will further put the more pressure on the economy. That will further slow down the economy. The recent numbers have confirmed that the economy is slowing down. And I guess on Thursday this week, the GDP data, okay, this is the quarterly, okay, the GDP numbers will be published, and we are expecting that the GDP will shrink. That will again act as a bearish factor to the entire US stock market. Okay, and not just for the US stock market, but for the global stock market, that the US economy is shrinking. Okay, means this is the GDP data. So 4155, okay, so 4155 again is going to play a very crucial role, and most likely, okay, it can act as a lower high. Okay, although we were expecting last time, okay, that if there comes there's a back-to-back bullish movement, if the manipulators, okay, they give this the bullish push, then it can move up to 4291 in an exceptional case. But for that, it has to breach 4227. Without breaching 4227, it is not going anywhere. Okay, and not just 4227, but 4195 will, at first it will come into the picture. Okay, anyways, so because of the two failures on the weekly chart, the S&P 500 is already under some kind of pressure. Okay, that pressure will be released, or that pressure will be removed if the S&P 500 is able to close above 4155 at least for one day. Now, why that can happen and how that can happen? For that to know, you must visit the Dow Jones. You must see what is happening in the Dow Jones. In the Dow Jones is under a kind of pattern. Okay, not actually through the technicals. Through the technicals, it is already like 70. Sorry, not 70. It is like up to 80%, 75% to 80% bullish. Okay, Dow Jones. Secondly, the pattern is supporting. This pattern is supporting. Okay, this is the upward movement in the Dow Jones, and the Dow Jones has very well sustained above its 33,585 mark and above the moving averages, and it is, and other than that, the candles are good, okay, are supporting a bullish movement. So this, the help that the S&P 500 is in need of will come through the Dow Jones itself, will come through the Dow Jones only. Okay, now Dow Jones will be able to help the S&P 500 only if it is able to clear this the moving average. Okay, means if there comes a close above this the moving average in the Dow Jones on Monday, then most likely on Monday itself the S&P 500 will be able to clear the 4155. If not, it will be able to clear, then in that case it will be somewhere around 4150, 4140 or so. Okay, so but the good thing is that once the Dow Jones clears this on Monday, then the Dow Jones will further move up on Tuesday, Wednesday or so. Okay, and that will simply clear the path for the S&P 500, and in that case, yes, the S&P 500 is free to move up. It will be able to finally it will be able to clear the 4155. Now guys, there is one more thing about this 4155. Because the S&P 500 has failed, okay, 2 consecutive times on the weekly chart, and 1, 2, 3, 4 times, 4, 5 times, okay, on the daily chart. This means that now a slow movement will not help the S&P 500 to close above 4155. Rather, we need a strong movement, means something like this, the manipulated movement, okay, we can see. Okay, so either there will be a manipulated movement, a strong bullish movement, okay, or there must be some reason. For example, okay, recently Atlanta Fed President Bostic, okay, if you remember, or if you have subscribed to my YouTube channel, and if you have watched this the S&P 500 technical analysis back in, that was back in the month of February, I guess, okay, weekly technical analysis, then it was the Atlanta Fed President Bostic, okay, his comments were positive, although everyone, all other regional Fed presidents were bearish, even the Fed chairman himself was bearish, everyone was bearish, but only one, this is the Atlanta Fed President Bostic, he said that no, there will not be any more rate hikes, and the market manipulators, okay, they stick to his comments. They have simply neglected the comments of all other regional Fed presidents, okay, and even the comments of the Federal Reserve chairman himself, okay, and then they manipulated the entire stock market up and up. Let me show you where, okay, it was back in yep, it was there, okay, this was there, this was the manipulated movement, 3 days, okay, and I've cleared you this thing that why it was there, because of the Atlanta Fed President Bostic, okay, and it was there, and the market manipulators in rush, because they knew that the Fed chairman is going to comment bearish, and then entire, okay, this is a fall. So you guys knew this thing, that this is going to happen, and this is going to happen this way, right? So now why we are discussing, okay, the regional Fed President Bostic? The reason is that this time even he has said, and he has accepted, or the fact that yes, the Feds are going to raise the interest rates by 50 bps on May 2nd, okay. So if the market manipulators have trusted his comments once in order to manipulate the market, then this time also they should trust his comments, that now the only one who was bullish last time, even this time he is also bearish. And not just bearish, even the Atlanta Fed president has commented on the recession, that yes, the recession will be there and it will be bad, okay. So this was the reason I wanted to discuss the US Atlanta Fed President Bostic. So this means that other than the manipulation, okay, the only thing that can help the S&P 500 to breach, okay, most likely Wednesday, it will be the Wednesday, because of the earnings of the Microsoft, because Microsoft, okay, it has very good weightage in the Dow in this the Dow Jones, around 5% in the Dow Jones, and I guess it is around 6% or 7%, 7% or so in the S&P 500, okay. Then comes the Google, okay, so Google is again 6 to 7% in S&P 500, so overall 15%, 15 or more than 15%, okay, there in this the S&P 500. So this means that if there comes nothing on Monday and Tuesday, okay, and if there comes, okay, little more dip on Monday and Tuesday, no problem, okay, Wednesday will be the only day. So on Wednesday, the entire US stock market will be having good chances to see a very heavy bullish movement, only and only if on Tuesday evening after market hours, if the Microsoft and Google, okay, parent company Alphabet, if they post better than expected earnings or good guidance, okay, etc., then only there will be a bullish movement. However, recently we have seen, some of the Asian and some of the European tech companies have posted, mixed results, like bad or good results, okay. So it was not absolute bullish, okay, but it was mixed, okay. Some big companies have posted, some good loss. These are tech companies. I'm talking about the tech companies, okay. So if that is the picture, in that case there won't be any the bullish movement, okay, on Wednesday. Rather it will simply come down on Wednesday, okay. So on Tuesday evening, Microsoft and Google will post the earnings. On Thursday evening, Amazon will post the earnings, okay. Amazon is still, okay, it holds like 7% or so, okay, in the S&P 500, okay. So Tuesday evening and then Thursday evening, so impact will be on Wednesday and on Thursday, right? So this means that as of now, the only chance or only thing, okay, or the only factor that can help the S&P 500 to breach this mark of 4155, as of now, okay, I can what I can see is that if there comes something in the Dow Jones, that will be there, else it will be the manipulation only. Okay, other than that, there is no reason that why the S&P 500 should be able to breach and sustain above 4155, because a slow movement, like it moves up, it okay, it hit and then it fails. Okay, a slow movement, as such a slow movement cannot help the S&P 500 to sustain above 4155. Okay, it needs a heavy movement. A heavy movement either comes in the S&P 500 itself or comes in the Dow Jones, that can help the S&P 500. Now the heavy movement will come either through the manipulation or through some relief. Okay, if there comes in the Dow Jones, for example, Coca-Cola. Okay, Coca-Cola is going to post its earnings on Monday. Okay, if that comes better than expected, in that case the Dow Jones will see, okay, a bullish movement, and that can help the S&P 500. Okay, so now I hope this picture and this theory is clear, that how and why the Dow Jones is how and why the S&P 500 is going to breach the 4155. Okay, so if you are my community member, okay, then I will tell you that when exactly we are anticipating a breach, and if not a breach, then you know what kind of movement we are anticipating, and where exactly, okay, a lower high is going to form. Okay, now the next part is that let's say that the S&P 500 is able to move up and is able to sustain above 4155. Then what? Then comes the 4195 in the picture. Although the technical the resistance is 4185, but the 4195 is because of the previous high. Now the S&P 500 will have to move up and to breach the 4195. Okay, now as such, in one go, it is not possible. Technically it is not possible. Okay, but through a manipulated movement, it is definitely possible. Okay, and yes, and we must consider and we must accept, okay, this fact, or this point, that because this is the last week of April, because this is the monthly closing of April, this means that the market manipulators will come into the picture. They will be there in the picture. Okay, most likely they will try to play their game. Okay, and but we need to see, okay, when exactly, on what particular day, okay, they are going to play the game. So a breach of 4195 as such, first comes the breach. Okay, a breach of 4195 as such, okay, it is not that easy, because at first it has to breach 4185, and then a sustained movement or a close above 4195, that's a different thing. Okay, first, so this means that even if it try to move up, then 4185, 4195 is going to hold, or is going to suppress the movement, the upward movement, right? This means that the lower high we are anticipating is either going to form here around 4155, or is going to form around 4185, 4195. Okay, now if there come very heavy manipulation, like let's say that there comes manipulation on Monday and Tuesday for 2 days, okay, a bullish movement, and okay, this thing comes into the picture, then what will happen? In that case, it can breach and it can move up to at what? At 4227. Now the 4291 etc. all are gone. Okay, they are not in the picture. At most, even in the manipulated scenario, 4227 in the picture, but nothing beyond 4227 as of now. Okay, so then the lower high will be there. Okay, this at 4227. Now why it is expected to fail from 4227? It is expected to fail because in order to reach to 4227, it has to give 2 or 3 heavy candles, and these 2 or 3 heavy candles at first will breach 4155, then will breach 4195, and then it will move up to hit 4227. Because through that the heavy movement, the S&P 500 will fail to respect the zone of 4185 to 4195. So the technicals, sooner or later, the technicals will compel the S&P 500 to come down and to respect the 4195 or 4185. That is why, okay, a sharp movement towards 4227 will act as a lower high, and then the S&P 500 will give up. Okay, so by Friday will be April 28th, 2023, Friday, the S&P 500 should close above 4155. And not just above 4155, but above 4227 also. Else it is not good, else it will not be good. Because that will be seen as a rejection on the monthly chart from the 50% of the Fibonacci retracement level. And that will not be good, right? So now this is the upward movement, and this is how the lower highs are going to form. Okay. Now because we are seeing that the S&P 500 is in the holding position, okay, it is, as of now, it is holding, or it is trying to hold. So what does that mean? This means that the S&P 500 is expected to hold at least on Monday, or to show, or to give signs that it is holding above. Okay, this means that on this Monday, okay, on this Monday, we can say from the previous closings, 4123 approximately 22 or 23, okay, is going to act as a good support, and as long as it's hold above, or it closes above 4122, 4123, the S&P 500 is expected to hold further, and then a movement like this. So I'm not saying that the S&P 500 will not be able to come down and it will not come down. No. So the short term technicals, okay, they are weak, and they are saying that yes, okay, it can come down, but a heavy fall as of now, at least on Monday, or at least initial hours on Monday, okay, it is not expected. Heavy fall means like 1%, 2% heavy fall. Okay, it is not expected because it is in the holding pattern. Okay. Now any fall that comes there in the picture, okay, it is expected to be limited to 4100 and 4100. Sorry, 4100 to 4110. Okay, this is going to act as a very strong support, very strong cushion for the S&P 500. Now, if on Monday, if there comes a downward movement, if on Monday for some reason, if there comes a downward movement, in that case the S&P 500 will find very good support here, okay. And secondly, around, okay, this support will be around 4107, I guess, 410708. Okay, it means to be very specific, 4107 or 08. Okay, and then it will see a retrace. Okay, once again, as long as the S&P 500 is holding above 4100 and 4110, it will remain in the short term bull trend, provided that the Dow Jones is also holding above 33585. Clear? Okay, now it will see a retrace. Okay, but if there comes a breach and a close, whether it's Monday or Tuesday, a breach and a close below 4100 or 4110, then it will enter bearish, and then we will see, or we will say that this 4167, this was the lower high, and that's it. And now the entire stock market is expected to enter into the recession. And for now, okay, this will be the beginning of the recession. So initially a slow movement, then it will accelerate, and then it will further slow down, but a downward movement. Okay, simple. So this will be there. Now if it survives on Monday, if it holds on Monday, if it is able to hold above 4110 on Monday, or if it is able to hold above 4122, 4123 on Monday, this means that the S&P 500 and the US stock market has intentions to hold and to give one more retry to 4155. Okay, then it can retry to 4155 on Tuesday, right? See, if there comes a breach and a close above 4155 on Monday or Tuesday, then the picture is clear that it is going to hold and it is going to move up. Okay, only the earnings of the Microsoft and Google can bring it down, okay, and some other factors. Otherwise it will hold, or it will simply hold by April 28th, Friday, above 4155. Okay, anyways, we are talking about this, the bearish movement when it comes down. So when it comes down, okay, a downward movement to this, a support level. Okay, Monday, if it holds, then on Tuesday further, on Tuesday, then it will be then it must hold above 4125. But if the S&P 500 fails to clear 4155 on Monday and Tuesday, and also on Wednesday, because Tuesday evening Microsoft and Google, they will post the earnings. So we have to consider Tuesday. If it fails to clear Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday, in that case, that's it. And now there are no other factors that can help the S&P 500 to move up. Okay, on Thursday or Friday, the GDP data, it will be published. And so as of now, okay, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it has only 3 days to clear the 4155. Else we know that what is expected to happen, or not expected to happen, but what is going to happen, right? So as of now, my advice will be that you should prepare for the recession. Recession is the best time. It is, you will say, so you can say that the recession is what we call as the blessing in disguise. Okay, recession is the best time to make money. So the bulls, okay, whatever money they make in 10 years, okay, bears make the equivalent money in just 1 or 2 years, okay, because of the recession, right? So recession are very heavy fall, and bull movement slow upward movement, okay. So this is this is how it works. So recession is simply a blessing in disguise, okay. So you must not fear, okay, of this recession. Yes, a recession is bad for the economy, that people, okay, means there will be less jobs and economy, okay, businesses, etc. But in terms of the stock market particularly, okay, but particularly in terms of the stock market, and we are talking about the US stock market, okay, in terms of the stocks, in terms of the stock market, recession is the best time to make a lot of money in very short period of time, okay. And secondly, recession is also the best time to go long. Long means that if you want to buy the premium stocks like Apple, Microsoft, okay, United Health, okay, means these the premium stocks, then what will happen that during the recession time, okay, these stocks will come down, okay, they will come down heavily. Then when the stocks they hit the bottom, then you can buy these the premium stocks, okay, and then wait for 1 or 2 or 3 or okay, so years, and then you will get more than 100% returns, right? So just look into the recession from other perspective, from the perspective of the stock market, that this is just a little recess, just a recess, nothing else, and this is going to give you a lot of money that otherwise, like, for you would have made like in like 8 to 10 years, you are going to make that money in 1 to 2 years. That's it. So guys, you can join my Patreon community. So guys, you can join my Patreon community in order to get the daily analysis, the daily updates of the S&P 500. And also, if you want to predict, or if you want to understand or learn the movement and the trend analysis, etc., then you can participate in my S&P 500 knowledge transfer program. So I have given the links in the description of the video and also in the comment section. And guys, hit like if you have liked this video, and if you have any questions that you want to ask, or if you have your views on recession or anything, then please feel free to comment, and your comments are welcome. And guys, if you have not yet subscribed to my YouTube channel, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the bell icon. So guys, this was my S&P 500 weekly technical analysis for the week of April 24th, 2023. That is from April 24th, Monday, through April 28th, Friday.